Really hoping that it fixes itself, not gonna lie. Trundle.
Haichao might be in danger here, as Angel, rather, is the one who's being collapsed onto, but size up the seismic shove, flash away from Xiaofeng, who's now trying to get some value. The headbutt pulverize on top of that Trundle, who's on the frozen domain. The subject get rolling, but gets stunned up, and it's just an easy kill for EDG.
First blood to EDG as Trundle goes too far. You can have some fun chat, fast and chat.
No, you can, yeah.
They're in the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to do some stubborn drops. Angel getting engaged onto.
Gets inside the Hallow Mist, gets the stun on down. Zucker with the Dawning Shadow coming on through to keep the people alive. He's trying to make some space, but another Disintegrate comes on down, and Zucker has all in and failed to secure the kill, just shy on the snips. And he's just dead.
Dragon, second one of the game. Coming up, and there could be a fight around this choke point, actually.
Could well be. Palkia now potentially in danger. The pulverize comes on down. Howchai coming across with that Weaver's Wall. Beginning to try and turn this one around, though. The Gatling gun flying from Arn gets a lot of value. Xiaofeng, though, potentially on a Xiao Hao here. He's got the flash. Doesn't burn it. Now Palkia's going to flash, but it's quite late. Overcomes EDC, though, between worlds. Looking at some value on the Xiaofeng. He's now going to go down as well. Another one over towards Arn, who just gets shoved back, and the last embrace prevents him chasing for too many more autos.
Could have been a flash last
Collapse
shot.
came on through, but then tried to turn it around to EDG, and they do get Jaw to begin with. It's just Xiaohao decided he was going to hold him to the flash and goes down earlier here.
Yeah, and now EDG's caught on their sideline. Will be forced to flash himself.
Wheeling down, skipping splash, goes down to the needlework. Nice collapse there from LNG.
I have to say, Zucker, I know he lost that 1v3 or whatever earlier, but he was playing that mechanically very well, understanding his damage limits, and right there does the same again.
Valkyrie forwards his arm, but then he's going to get him way too much. So it's just a 1v2. Passive's about to come on down. He's just been brawn passive. He's already burned his flash. I think he's in trouble here. Gets a decent amount of work back, but he just dies. What?
There we go. So it turns out doing the whole thing with our headphones doesn't change the volume. For those of you who said, oh, it's better now, I do appreciate you. I don't actually think the game sounds changed at all. We've changed it now on the stream, so hopefully we'll be fine in terms of that balance.
Last embrace comes on down onto the Wukong. Topside turret, though,
picked to join a fight.
Okay, so yeah, a little bit of work done there on that dragon. Should go down pretty quickly. All the while, though, LNG think you're just trying to trade at least for the Herald here and get some value out of that.
The dragon's gone down really quickly, though, so again, Angel on the top side of the map. Paragon might need to blow the ult now. Chooses not to just yet.
Gets to hold on to it. Wow.
I am.
Oh, who the hell is Steve Jobs? Alright, Fish 1 might be turning into Fish 2. Headbutt pulverize Cyclone. He doesn't quite die to the spike, but needs to run away. Dawning Shadow comes on through, buys some time. But there's a Battle Herald. Dun 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 dun. We'll get the turret in mid lane. There was some fun S curves going on there.
I gotta say, it's like that's a better like serpentine than the fish swimming. Fish 1 has to use both summons. He uses that ult. Goes to use that Herald to go towards the top Scuttle Crab rather than using it to go towards top lane out of tower. We haven't really seen people do the whole Monaco Grand Prix to get from outer tower, which was more of a common thing in the past.
I definitely get a Teriyaki Boys in my head every time I see the people in the Herald. It's the Tokyo Drift all the time. Yeah. It's just that, I don't even know what the sample is. I think it's like Gamelan bells.
Yeah.
Zucker on a potential flank. Gwen can get over that wall with a skip and slash.
And LNG just used to give it up. They have the 3 grubs. They can push in the mid lane tower quicker. And they go, oh, that's some nice terrain to
good work.
CDZ not going to be able to get back in towards mid lane in time. Don't have the map in place to counter cross map at this point. They're going to move back up towards the top side. They don't have the Weaver's Wall to close off one exit. Remember, it's an open field net around the Atacant.
But there's an open Angel on the flank looking to get into the back line. Xiaofeng will put down the pillar. Angel going to get hit by the Dawning Shadow, but Palkia's continue head on forwards, and this Trundle cannot run far enough away. But what about ZDZ and Zucker on the other side doing some work? It's AD carry for AD carry. Haichao in danger. Palkia headbutt away. Can't get as much value as I think he was hoping for. There comes out the Seraph shield. Jump away from Jura with the stand behind Brawn. Flash away. Xiaohao looking for an angle in. The pillar comes on.
EDG looking for that Chemtech Soul. Good point coming through from LNG, though. Great control with that pillar.
Palkia does have a bit of potential emphasis, but good use of the angle coming in from Angel now potentially as well. Palkia with a double pulverize, trying to find some value. The clone is the one I think ended up being exhausted there slightly awkwardly.
Yeah, it was. Angel's used his ult, though. Here comes the Aurora, but rooted down.
Into the backline goes Palkia, but it's across the unraveled earth. Gets stunned up before he gets all that much value down. 1 for 1 right now, but importantly, it's the jungler dead for the side of LNG. They lose Senna as well, because Xiaohao is getting to free fire. And they get to turn back towards the dragon. No smite available.
What initially started as great choke point control and use of the minefield and pillar to do so ends as EDG still finding their fight, even with that disengage quite prevalent on the side of LNG. Xiaohao gets into the backline, and Xiaofeng, I just did Finn as well, Sam.
Dorsal.
You're just doing this.
Dorsal.
Oh my god, Atacon going down. Now EDG trying to rush it.
I need to stop laughing and start watching what happens around this Atacon. Does get taken by EDG. Turnaround potentially available, but I think LNG...
How will they go?
It's a big gauntlet if they want to even consider the dreams of worlds. Like, the gauntlet for LPL is rough at the best of times, but this is a very tough ask beyond just that because of the scenario. EDG, tension dangerous. The Weaver comes across. Palkia now split off. Still got the Unbreakable. Will pop it. Gets shoved back. Down about half HP. Buying some time. Knocked up and around, but not quite down as yet. The Winter's Bite goes wide. Continue to look for this Alistair. Slow down. Smokes.
Don't love tanking this objective. Palkia doesn't have his ultimate just yet. Angel on the flank. Oh, and Aurora's on the other. This is a pincer and a half.
There it is. Watch out for the scary bunny rabbit. And he does get shoved, though. Angel's going to have to flash away. Hit by the last embrace regardless. And Zucker's going to be able to run at them and probably murder them. But what about the other side of the flank? Xiaohao trying to get into the backside. Find a good angle on Dujour, who's not going to find all that much work. Nimbus strike forwards into the Cyclone. On gets Zucker. Haichao flashing away. But a flash after with the second part of the Cyclone allows some time. A crushing blow breaks the skull of Talia. Xiaofeng, a Nimbus strike away from dead. He's going to get Warrior Trickster the pillar down already. There is nothing to be done right now as Xiaofeng gets hit by the crushing blow.
Another cleansing burst from the Atacon signals the death of an LNG team member. Baron will be taken now as EDG do finally get themselves this objective. This one was gifted over by LNG, though. I don't really know what they thought starting that objective. Maybe they thought get the teleport out of Aurora, make sure that we knock down that global summoner, but it ends up just being the death of them.
Hello, Stigrad. Nice to have you, SDE Grad.
Has spawned. EDG, of course, with that early soul unlocked. This may be LNG. Maybe we forget about those criticisms. If they take that while we're jungler down, that's not going to be an option.
Yeah, Jaw doesn't have an Unbreakable, but that feels a little ironic. Zucker's going to throw out some needles, but I don't think that's going to matter all that much. You can cut people 1,000 times. The paper cuts really need to be made of sterner things. On gets another onto Haichao, who's can't keep running away. Xiaohao right now on this
famous hybrid theory. We missed you, Chester. We miss you a lot. EDG will take themselves that Elder. They'll be pushing in towards the mid lane with the Baron still up.
Yeah. Do you remember that full hybrid? No, not the 21st night of September.
The hybrid theory one.
The hybrid. Oh, hang on.
Shotgun.
No way to start memeing. Fish one's about to get executed. Elder Dragon comes on down. A last couple autos and some Spirit Abjuration ensures the death of the bot lane.
EDG will push in with the last of that Baron buff, and EDG, with the Elder in tow now, will probably just end the game. I think ZDZ has had a good game on this Aurora. Had that one time where he was caught out in a side lane, and that's really been the only negative moment. ZDZ, another player like Xiaohao. Oh, I'm going to say that. We caster cursed him. Nope, not quite. He survives through the plate.
Does it that? Xiaohao is so scary. Oh my days. This Wukong is a menace. The side switch of just wide onto Angel, who Molten shields the speed. It turns up surrounding yourself by fire makes you run away from it really quickly. Who knew? Onto the Nexus turret to go, EDG. It's looking like it'll all be over right here and right now, LNG. Nothing left to say in this game aside from a few screams of pain as they are obliterated by some rules of Dragon Breath.
EDG obliterates! And Nexus goes down in game one. To find and engage. However, if EDG slip up, LNG do have options to start following up with Rel or Rihanna combos, the Pantheon opening up another angle too, and that will be their path.
Xiaohao's dropped a couple camps to make this happen, right? He's still got a full quadrant to clear. Over we come again, Xiaofeng forced away again, onto the red buff we go. I think we might just have a 3v3 in the jungle. This gets spicy, here we go. Xiaofeng coming up, he's got the passive stack, Mortal Steel available. Mortal Will, I apologize. This ain't Yone, good double hail of arrows. I say we chunk, they're all on vision, needs to be a bit aware. On steps forward for the auto, Powder Kid puts down the steadfast presence, goes on into the backside, there's a teleport coming now as well. Damage coming down, crash down onto Palkia low, but Xiaofeng down, jungler out. Now Xiaohao with the passive and the Conqueror stack can get a lot of value down onto Fish One. He's trying to go down, doesn't quite until just now. It's an utter bloodbath in the jungle. On goes down. 3 for 2 in favor of LNG as Haichao teleported into the jungle to come join in. Makes it tough, of course, with the Orianna coming down. It was always going to be a rough end of that play. Bot side, cleanse now out from Arn. Palkia now coming across, but they've gone quite deep. They've never Fish One, no flash, no cleanse. Same for Jaw. He might well be in danger because he's dismounted. Got shoved out of the piercing arrow there. Is a little awkward. Should still go down to the wind becomes lightning. Hail of arrow comes on down. That's now 3 for 3. It's madness out here.
Item means that damage isn't quite there. Xiaohao will take bot tower. Bot dragon, however, on the top side, by both dash abilities backwards. Not great there from Okay, that's what you're picking the champion for in a lot of ways. Fight over the bot scuttle now.
Alright, gonna try and turn this one around. Palkia is still there. Arn also around. Flash on forward. Doesn't press the W again. Shockwave comes on down and Palkia is just dead. They do turn it around so it ends up being support for support. But again, I'm not quite sure what's going on with the steadfast presence activations.
Well, it was Red Rush actually. Ouch. QE comes through. Dragon started. EDG could teleport in with Xante and try and fight for the second dragon. I think they're happy fighting. I think they're happy waiting a little bit. Pushing in lanes where they can, get a bit of map control first, especially because they are lacking turrets. Victor recalling, not threatening bot tap, teleport in now.
There we go, see what he's got in inventory. Angel now level 11, worth noting. Bigger Arcane Storm to work with.
No shockwave, remember that was just used bot lane.
Very important that. Palkia looking for an angle, get a bit of a chunk onto Joe, who's looking for that flank on in. Down to 3 HP is the Herald. Remember the eyes on the other side, change the corruption down to Xiaofeng. Looking for the smite fight, taken by Pantheon. Knocked away is the Jin, but he can still use the curtain call. Is it going to matter though? They kill off Jaw, and the eye of the Herald is there. And that's feat of strength for LNG as they just win the smite fight.
Spooky damage check. Stuff like Ral and Poppy sometimes. It's not the Solstice Slay, which again gives you some move speed and blah blah blah, but boring righteous glory, right? Because, you know, Palkia, well, he might need to, he doesn't have his ult to use it here. Gonna get popped, presumably here.
What comes the Varus, but to what end? I think the God of Space has been squished.
Yeah, to control through that either, because there are a couple of ways you get objective control, and CDC's going to try and hold his way at the top side. Now going to have to get away from that turret. This is a powerful Pantheon, takes down a decent amount of the HP. Doesn't have Black Cleaver just yet. 3 grubs will take down this turret, and I think EDG have been a little bit bad at cross-mapping one of those turrets. Hang on a second, this could be a wall stun.
Oh, going to try and find the angle, get it. There's the cleanse, the flash. Gets out safely, deadly flourish wide, but Palkia could be in danger here. Does get hit by one shot, fourth body block by Arn.
Jaha finding out Draw, who's got flash, doesn't have heal just yet, forced to use that summoner.
Oh, and the Crescent Guard knocks the side of Xiaofeng away. Arn now coming on over. The Aegis Assault is down. No more defensive tools. Deadly Flourish lands. We'll find the Comet Spear after.
His own ultimate, which is a bit sad. They tried to get the pop-up. CDZ getting ulted by Xiaofeng topside, and there's no turret this time, so he is, unless he can punch someone through a wall, quite dead. Zucker, can he get close enough to the wall?
He can!
Why did he stand there?
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's still going to get stunned up. CDZ trying to buy some time, but does need to dash quite a long way away and will still go down.
There was a genuine escape angle there because Zucker just went too close to the wall. We've played against Xante now for 2 years. Come on, you cannot stand next to walls like that. There was a flash on ZDZ. There was a chance he could absolutely make it out of there alive, but with a couple of ultimates put towards topside, Dominus, Grand Starfall, and the Shockwave, he will take him down. Tower and Dragon taken on the other side, though, so EDG do get the better of the whole map play.
They do. In a much slower game, the gold remains a lot more even. At this point, I think start saying, look, I think we favor LNG as the game goes on. I can sort of see why, honestly.
But when you're 1,000 gold down, use the Shinzo, I don't think there's much argument against that. Flash away from Xiaofeng, great reactions.
Trying to make the turnaround happen. The steadfast pressure comes on through. Poppy throws out the keeper's verdict, but the shots are coming. Misses at least one. 4th shot goes wide, but Haichao sped up with the phase rush and just run at the Poppy.
I actually think EDG had a winning angle there. The double Poppy ult could have led to some great things, but EDG backed off thinking the play was lost. Great reactions from Xiaofeng to flash away from the Poppy. Xiaofeng has ultimate to come back into the play if he wants, but he's low HP if he doesn't get to regen. Xiao, yeah, I think they can look for this.
Trying to turn around a little bit. Zucker now chunks as well. Xiaofeng, remember, at 20% HP, he can get body block very easily here as Palkia's keeping him away on. No! How did that happen? All out on the other side of the Jaw, but it's only Jaw. They should be able to kill him off. Xiao with the Crescent Guard proc. That means the Attic can't potentially go the other way. Your key damage member down. Flash on forward. Slice, dies. Zucker tries to get the kill, can't quite do it.
And the Atacon is still getting leashed. There's a Chaos Storm dropped onto Xiaofeng. He can't smite anymore. And EDG, though they fumble a bit into that fight, end up getting the objective somehow, some way, and they have HP to continue the fight. Angel walking around the side.
Xiao can look to go on forwards, misses. The wind becomes lightning, won't quite find it.
I hope to get it. And they are at the objective first for once. This is what we wanted to see before. LNG will now need to try and fight for a bit of territory around this. EDG getting into River first is really bad news for LNG. They start poking up with the Victor, start poking out with the Varus as well, and they will have to be the ones going into the plate. They do have a Ral on the flank who has flash. This is a good angle for Draw.
Try and make it happen. Renekton in the picture-in-picture, trying to make things happen. Now TPing and looking to turn this one around. Short, potentially in danger. He's been collapsed on. Good double Shadowing Strike. ZDZ, though, trying to find some angles on the other side as Zucker just gets eviscerated. Shockwave comes on forward, but it doesn't really lead to all that much. Xiaofeng now in danger himself. The Aegis Assault just runs out of juice. And they turn back onto the Dragon.
The damage from Arn in that play was absurd. It's sometimes hard to track which character is doing the damage, but when you see those arrows popping onto someone on 2 different sides of the fight, you go, Well, that's got to be the Varus. Arn ended up doing a ton of work with his ultimate onto the TPing Renekton, who teleports into the midst of the team, and this Renekton cannot defend against it. EDG will break open the game from here. They get to the objective first, they stand their ground, they manage to disengage well, which is something their competition absolutely can do well, and with the success of that, will gain the Dragon and the Baron.
Yeah, when they don't have to go forwards, this comp looks so much easier. On to Baron they go. Yeah, also did pick up Atakan, it's worth noting as well, so this will now be another one of those significant buffs to pick up. Haichao at the very least going to pick up the tier 1 bot side. You take what you can get, and this Ori is at least 4-0. Some stacks on the Dark Seal. Maybe something like a Cyrilda's or something, just to give himself a little bit more pen now that we are getting a little later on. But at the moment, he just gets to hit very hard with his W presses at the very least. Zaka, in that flank angle, immediately warded away. The Renekton's time of power, it feels like, is beginning to dwindle a little bit. You already said, look, their tankiness is a little bit of a paper tiger in this game. There's so many ways to deal with a HP stacker over anything else.
We have... Wait, in terms of Tiger Chen, Rengar is the closest, but he's more like a lion, right? No, actually, no, he is actually a tiger, thinking about it. The facial features of Rengar are actually more like a tiger.
I've always had him more lion-like.
I did, because that's the coat. That's the coat.
He's got the mane.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he has the. Yeah, but then tigers can have that kind of. That's true, maybe. And then obviously it's a lot more like Predator from the Alien.
Yes, obviously, yeah, obviously.
Again, a lot of people just do not recognize that.
It is
Kha'Zix and Rengar are literally meant to be Alien versus Predator, and it's not that subtle, folks.
In the jungle, your teammates can't hear you scream like, "Please come and defend me! Rengar's trying to kill me."
You mean on side lanes, no one can hear your ADC scream. Flips around them quite nicely. Oh, hang on, here comes the Pantheon ult, trying to catch out the... everyone else had recalled. Everyone else had recalled, and the poor Varus will pop cleanse and die on the retreat, shut down, going over to the side of Pantheon.
Great timing on that pickup. Again, it doesn't really good push there. I don't know whether it's going to change all that much. A lot of wards behind. Xiaohao's a known quantity.
Jaw's on the flank.
They know he's there now. Now looking to potentially get on towards the Dragon. Jaw on the flank does get on in. That's not the best angle as Angel goes gone. Knock away on the flanking. Renekton, he doesn't get in. Now the damage goes on to Haichao, who's broken apart. Over the wall goes Fish One, but he's taken hook, line, and sinker. Ocean Soul for EDG, and Fish One's out on dry land.
EDG find the angle as they...
And even then, actually, when they have been able to play their way, it's still been pretty solid. It's just been not as easy for them to pull off, I think. And
credit to them where they've fallen behind the game and still had the wherewithal to stand and fight in the right way. They fought back in the correct way. Xiaohao going forwards does have the Ocean Soul, does have the Sundered Sky, and he's going to heal like a motherfucker.
Oh, yes, he does. Haichao says, bye, Chao. Still got a GA to work with. The Arcade Storm is rocking and rolling. Xiaofeng flashes away. ZD's here in the backside. He's gone all out. Just this once, Master. Knock up the Grand Starfall. Looks like a firework failing to get into atmosphere. It's just not quite burning bright enough, is it? The incandescence. A flutter in the flicker in the wind. Zucker will slice away, but we know what those dice are rolling. It's natural one, Snake Eyes. Wind becomes lightning, audacious charge, still up and available. Second wind becomes lightning, gets sliced away from again. And he's just going to buy some time. The Shower's like, no, let me get this kill.
Zucker will try and get his way back to base. I don't think he'll even be able to teleport out. If he does teleport, he's dead. He's a dead crocodile anyway. That will be 10-0 in games for EDG. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and yet one more 2-0 to end off their first 5 series.
In the death of the splits, 2 down for EDG. They find themselves in Nirvana, in the afterlife of the...